Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, people. Good afternoon. This is Spirit Journey. Today is good old Friday, August 16th, 2024, and the time is, let's see, about 5 minutes to 2 p.m. here in Rwanda. I hope you all are doing well. Yeah, I've been procrastinating and doing a live stream. Yeah, a couple of days ago, I was doing a live stream outside, and yes, I ran out of minutes in airtime, so I wasn't able to finish. But I really did want to finish it. But yes, today's a new day, and I want to talk about a few things. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about visions. Many of you know that I've been meditating since 2015. I thought it was 2014, but it's 2015 in April. And since I've been doing the meditations, I have been having more and more experiences. And so that I want to share with you. Yes, hello, viewer. I said we have a visitor here. Yes, good afternoon. Yeah, I want to first talk about visions, and then I want to talk to you about an experience I had at a meditation center. And yeah, wow. And what else? And another experience I had uh, regarding more interpersonal challenges. Wow. When it rains, it pours, huh? Yeah, this is really a learning experience. And I think part of the reason why I haven't, like last week I started the live stream and then it ended. I've been feeling uh, im- a little stressed. Yes, I've been feeling, spiritual has been feeling stressed. Even though I moved to a new country, I um, I still watch American YouTube. Yes, I do. I still want to. I'm still an American. I just moved. It was too dangerous, I feel, for me. And many of you know that I got assaulted in the middle of the street, and it was like 2:30 in the afternoon, not early morning, afternoon, surrounded by many people. And they tried to steal my dog, and that was just the last straw. But my voice is going. So yeah, I left, but I still care about what happens in my good old city, New York City. People are going crazy. But anyway, I want to talk about some visions that I had. Yeah, I document the things that I see. I'm sorry, I have my phone here and my papers next to me. So you might see me get distracted, look down the paper. Okay, so yes, I've been meditating since 2015, and I like to document the things that I see, and it serves as a library of things that I've seen. And sometimes when you go back, whether you document it in a diary or video or audio tape, a lot of times you forget the things that you experience. So it's really something. So what I'm going to talk about, like in my papers here. Yeah, my visions have been changing a lot. And I think the veil is getting thinner and thinner, and things will be revealed. I am no different than any of you guys and gals, no different. And I bet if you did meditations, you would see things or have experiences also. Anybody can do it. I most of my adult life, I was a so-called born again Christian. Then I had a paradigm shift in 2015, no, late 2014, and have not been the same. But I appreciate, on one level, the paradigm shift because um, I think religion, again, I'm not knocking anybody's religion. You put your faith and belief in whatever what sustains you, that makes you stronger spiritually. Um, I just feel that the things, how I was practicing religion was a bondage. And yeah, it's like you're giving your power to someone or something else. And I think if you're going to give something to someone, that they should earn it. They should earn the energy or attention you give it. That's just my opinion. But yeah, I see that scriptures could be beneficial in some of the principles that it might share. Life is even bigger than any printed material. So yeah, let me talk about the visions. Now, I see that like even on YouTube, I notice now I'm getting um, recommendations, a lot of things about UFOs, a lot. And I think the system is trying to prepare us for some type of activity. Um, I think they're going to, what they call it, Project Bluebeam. They're going to be doing something, and they're setting people up for a messiah figure, for people to put their hopes in someone or something, and then to pull the rug from underneath them, and you're going to have a cascade of events happening. And so it's really something that the things that I'm seeing, they're, they seem to be, um, again, I don't know specifically where these things that I'm seeing, but one of the things I've seen seems like it's either something in space or something maybe even under the water. And why I word it like that? Because I see there's a buoyancy in what I'm looking at, as if it's underwater. There's something that's almost weightless. And you can get that effect with zero gravity, or if you're underwater, you kind of bobbing up and down. So I don't know what it is. But I saw, my drawing is not the best, but I saw this image. It was my morning vision. That was on the 10th of August, 2024. I don't like my drawing. Okay. Yes. What this supposed to, let me see with my hand. Okay. What this, I saw like a cylinder, like with the airplane, we call it the fuselage, the body of the plane kind of looked like that. Didn't have any windows, but the shape of it was like a tube. It was a light color, had a slight grayish hue to it. Okay, and it had like a door. Again, suppose this is like a cylinder, like a tube, but it has a hatch, a door that opens vertically. So from bottom, then it kind of like peels upward. And it was something like that. And then I saw a figure. Where's that? Of this figure here, of a being, and I call it a being because it wasn't a human, but it had what looked like two long legs, and it had these little ridges, these like joints. Okay, And the bottom, see everything, it's hard to point because everything what I'm looking at is opposite. So if I go up, I don't know how to do this. I'm sorry. Okay. Like the feet here, it reminded me like the hoof of a horse, the horse's feet, the end of it, like that. It was tubular. Everything was like a tube, but it had these lines, like joints. And the same with the hands. So the arms. Okay, they were identical, but the arms were shorter and the legs were longer. And it seemed like the being was in some type of chair. And again, I couldn't see it very clearly. So that's why I did it kind of faint what it might have looked like. But it had a body, a short body, and then those legs, in some type of chair. And it was going in, I'm sorry, it was going inside this cavity where this cavity with this opening. Okay. Again, the device, this craft of some type or carrier, um, was large, and it was dim lighting also. It was dim lighting, but it seemed metallic, and everything around this object was very dark. It was very shadowy. And I was seeing the image through this side here. On this section, I was looking this way, looking at the being. And so I saw the latch. I'm sorry. I saw the latch open up, and then this being, and its legs and arms are kicking up and down, like that, going up and down like that, slow. And it moving inside the cavity there. That's what I saw. Okay. So yeah, my drawings, I find drawing on paper, 2 dimension, very hard. But that's basically what I saw. Yeah, so I'm reading my notes here. It was dim lighting. It seemed to be either that it was underwater. So like a lot of times when you're underwater, it's darker as you go down, deeper and deeper. It seemed dim, and it had a buoyancy, or it could have been in space, because again, everything seemed dark outside. And so what else? Yeah, it was a look metallic, cylinder shaped like a airplane, the fuselage. Okay. Yeah, so that's basically that. So I thought it was very interesting that it was some type of being, it wasn't a humanoid, and it was moving, and I'm watching it. And yeah, so it was early in the morning. That was August 10, 2024. And then this one, it was for a split second when I saw this. This could have been either August 13th or 14th. Don't remember. And something, something like that. I saw this one. I think it was in space. It looked like it was in space. Everything seemed to move slowly. Now I saw like a box. It was a metallic box, and it had like ridges, like vertical lines, or grooves, I should say, grooves in it. And again, it looked metallic. It was large. It seemed like the size of how do you call it? The size of like a 2-car garage in America, 2-car garage, that size. And it was just a rectangular box. And I remember there was like a latch, or a latch, and it was able to move the little box, was able to move up and down like that on the hinge. Okay, that's why I indicate here in the arrow that it could turn, you know, like move my hand like up and down like that. Okay, like a hinge. And it had, oops, put this on, and it had like a lever here. Okay, so this moved up and down, and so this thing, when this thing turned, this box moved up and down, like like that. Okay, and it was just for a split second. Okay, again, it looked metallic, was a light color, um, and the background was dark, and I got the feel that it might have been out in space. I feel that there's a lot of activities going on in space. If you haven't noticed on YouTube, do you notice you might be getting more recommendations about space? I know I am, and I think, um, yeah, I think with my experience with the meditation, yes, I've had experiences with seeing things that were outside of this surface, this Earth surface. Um, I've seen beings. I've seen a fleet of spacecrafts, and there were no stars. There were no stars in the space, all black. So I thought that was interesting. Um, I think that things are positioning itself. And those people who are doing the meditation, I have a feeling that they will be seeing a lot of this thing. Let me know, people, if you have been meditating and have you been seeing spacecrafts or seeing things that seem to be outside of the surface realm on planet Earth? I have no proof about many of the things I see. I don't know where it is, but it's not this surface here. Either that I some of the things is could be under the water, under the earth, or out in space. Yeah. Um, and there are what we call the crocodile people, and they are insectoids. Excuse me. Yeah, I've seen a lot of different things, and I, it's hard to believe, but once you start seeing it, it's like now when I'm seeing it, I'm not afraid at the time, but I feel more cautious about some of my meditation um, moments because it seems like the more you see, that there's a responsibility about what you do, and the, it's just more accountability, and you don't want to be where you're not supposed to be. I believe in respecting people's spaces, and interesting when I'm doing these meditations, I'm not thinking about any specific place, where it takes me, and that's what I've always done. And only maybe two times I focused on a particular location. And when I did it for the first time I ever did that with an aim in mind, it occurred after 1 hour, and that did spook me a little bit. Yeah, so it's like be careful what you ask to see. Be careful because you might see it and you may not be able to handle it. Just saying. Okay. Okay. Sorry, face is itchy. Um, okay. So the next thing I want to talk about. Yeah, I a couple of months ago, I had come across a meditation place that just opened here in Rwanda about in April of this year, 2024, and I was just walking past it, and I was able to get the telephone number of the place, and then yeah, I eventually called them and scheduled an appointment. And I was very eager to go because I said, wow, I do the meditations, and wouldn't it be great to get a teacher? So I went. I went twice. What happened now? So I'm just slouching. Well, what happened? Um, well, I made an appointment, and I was given an introduction, and it went okay. And then the the person had me go in the living room, and then now there was three of us. The person that gave me the introduction, and then the person in charge. Now, the person in charge, they were from their background is from India, but they had lived somewhere in some other country in the Indian Ocean. Um, and they still maintain their cultural practices even though they live away. And then now they relocated to Rwanda. Um, it's a brand new facility, and I was hoping that I would be able to share with them my experiences and maybe find a teacher there that can teach me techniques to sharpen my skills in meditation and what the visions that I have. So, so my introduction was just general. It was pleasant, and then he walked me over in the living room, and then I started talking, and I was sharing my experiences as someone who meditates. Now they teach meditation at this particular center. I don't want to give the name of the place, okay? Um, but while I was giving the my experience, what happened, I was telling them the story about the time when I was meditating early in the morning, and I saw an African man. Hey, buddy. Hey, King Magneto. Yeah, a old timer here. Well, I should say old timer, but I say my senior person here. It's always good to hear from you. Yeah, I'm so glad that you popped in. Yeah, yeah, yeah. DJ, I'm just mentioning about my experience at a meditation center. Yeah, DJ, I moved in January, initially in December 2023, and then I had to leave briefly and came back January 2024. And so, yes, so I'm just share my experience here. Oh, yeah, what a journey. So, yes, let me continue. Um, so we're sitting down. And again, if any when I say the story, what happened, and if anyone is of the culture, who's familiar with culture from uh, Rwanda, and in particular the like Hinduism, the meditation and stuff, because the institution is by Indians from Asia. Okay, and again, it could have been just a cultural thing. Either way, I didn't like it. And I'm going to tell you what happened now. So I'm giving this story about this African man that I saw in a vision, my early morning vision. So when I wake up, when I awaken from sleep or dreaming, um, I do this technique and I kind of like meditate, and it allows me many times to have visions I don't get any audio. I just see things. Sometimes it's just an image, and sometimes it seems like I'm actually there and I'm moving in this location, like I'm the being, the person in the vision. Okay, like I'm an active person, like I'm living a parallel existence somewhere else. Okay, so this happened in America when I still lived in New York City. I did the meditation upon awakening from sleeping, and then all of a sudden I see what looks like an African man, could have been in his 30s, and he's sitting in like a black, it looked like a leather chair, and the room is dark, but I believe he was watching a monitor or his computer because you could see the light upon him, and he's enjoying himself. He seems to be entertained, and I'm seeing him, excuse me, diagonally above him to his front, and then he looks up like this, and he takes out a spear that was next to him, and he's stabbing in my direction. And I said to myself, "Oh my goodness, what's happening here?" So um, I opened my eyes to disconnect. Again, when I do these meditations, I don't know what I'm going to see. I did not say, "Okay, I want to go to this location or to see this person." No, it just what I see is what I see. And unfortunately, I was in this man's space, and he was offended. He was enraged. He wasn't fear, but he was enraged. And so I thought by opening my eyes would disconnect my consciousness from that location, and it just gathered all of me in this location. I waited a few seconds, maybe 20 seconds or so, and so I closed my eyes again, thinking I'm going to see something new. No, it resumed. This time he was out of his chair and in a frenzy, trying to stab me. I didn't hear any audio. Of course, I cannot feel anything because it's just my consciousness there. But what he actually saw, it would have been interesting to know, what did he see with his eyes? What did I look like to him? That would have been interesting. So, because of that experience, I think that initially that happened, I think last year, 2023, between 2022, 2023, but I think it was 2022. But because of that experience and another experience I had while meditating, I'm more hesitant to meditate because I do not want to violate anybody's privacy. Okay. And it could be spooky. Yeah. I mean, generally, the experiences are just interesting, non invasive whatsoever. So I relate that story to the Indian lady, and they had a local guy, an African guy there. The African guy was the one that gave me the introduction of the facility. Okay, it's a meditation place. And as I was giving him the story, the uh, local guy, the African guy, did a gesture towards my direction. And we were sitting like he was to my right and she was to my left. Okay. And so I'm talking to both of them, the story going back and forth with my head, talking to both of them. But the guy, now I'm not going to use the middle finger. He used his middle finger against me. So I'm going to demonstrate, but I'm not going to use the middle finger, but my pointer finger. Okay. And what he did. So imagine that this is a middle finger. Okay. I would not do that to you guys, but it's like this. Again, he's using the middle finger. Okay. And he's just keeping it there like that. And I'm offended. Okay. because you don't put your middle finger like that. And then he kept it there throughout the whole time I was talking. And I didn't address the issue. Maybe I should have said it then, but I didn't want to make a scene because I was a guest, and maybe it's a cultural thing. Let me know, people. Is that a cultural thing when someone's talking to do that gesture like that? But again, using your middle finger and keeping it there and stare at the person. Okay. Is that a cultural thing or he needed a slap in the face? Okay. So the woman in charge, she's not saying anything. Okay. And she's not saying anything to the man that's doing that. So I just say, just shrug it off. But if you have an opportunity to talk to him in private, do so and just inquire. Say, what does that mean when you do something like that? In my culture is not considered a nice thing. What did you mean? And why did you do that? Okay. So I think a couple of days later, I'm invited back for part two of the class on the meditation there. And it's just me and the lady. And she had a cold also. Yeah, she started coughing really bad. And I felt uncomfortable because I don't want to, because I was still, feeling sensitive because I had the COVID last winter and I don't want to get sick in Africa. So, before we started the session, we're in the living room and there was a cloth on her chair. Okay, she wears all white, this person. That's part of the thing. The practitioners there, they wear all white. And she had a cloth that was folded nicely on top of her chair. So she calls very loudly for the maid to come in the room. Then the person in charge picks up the cloth in her hand and says, "This is dirty," and then she chucks it on the floor. And he says, "Wash it." Real nasty. My mom and the lady, it was a local girl, local Rwandan girl. She looks like a Rwandan, very tiny. She picks it up and I saw her face. She was upset. Then she walks away with the cloth to wash. Well, I didn't think that was very spiritual. I didn't think that was spiritual. And then after that incident, she's trying to teach me about spirituality. And we had we did a little meditation session. I couldn't focus because see, I thought that was mean. People, do you know what I'm talking about? Um, I thought it was evil. I thought it was evil to do that. Now she could have, if it was dirty, um, she could have just picked it up, called the maid, and said, "Oh, would you please wash this? This was meaning to be washed. Could you please wash it? Thank you." But she didn't. She wanted to humiliate the girl in front of company, take it, and then she just chucked it. I, it's not my, it's not my say to tell people how to run their household. And I could not focus on the exercise to, be mindful and close your eyes, think of nice things. How did I think of nice things? You just humiliated this young lady. It was mean. And how could you teach me about spirituality and goodness if you're treating the person that lives there or works there like crap? We had the session, and then I left. And I said to myself, I will not go back there again. And I didn't hear from her for about a month. And about 2 days ago, I get a text from the woman in charge. It was very brief. Oh, hi, how are you? And I ignored it. Then I said, I should address the issue. I don't want to pretend that I didn't see it. She doesn't deserve me to to respond. But I said, this might be a good exercise for me to share my feelings to someone in hopes that they will be aware of their own behavior. And again, if you do that behavior to some Westerners, you're going to offend them and you're going to lose clients. You're not, what's the word? You are, what's the word I'm thinking of? You're discredited. What you're teaching is you're not portraying wholesome living. So I say, it'd be an opportunity to share with her what I saw, and that you new. It's a new business. I mean, the location is new, and you don't want to lose customers. Okay, so just let her know. Sometimes people do things and they don't realize what they're doing or how it might affect other people. So this is what I wrote. Yeah, I have my phone here. Let me just read you exactly what I wrote. Oops. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Wow, seems long. Okay. This is what I wrote to her. And again, I I wanted to be as gentle as possible and just stick to the facts. And I'm also going to read to you her response. And it's typical. Oh, almost forgot something else about her. Now, the woman during the before we did the meditation uh, thing, and she was just talking to me. Um, they do this thing with the eyes, and I saw that look before. I'm a veteran, and I had gone to the VA hospital to talk to some type of. He was like a psychologist, and he did meditate. He not meditation, hypnotism, and oh, what was that now? And he was as fake as you know what. And they do this eye thing, and he's looking at me, and he's smiling, and it can make they can like make the eye look like it's twinkling, you know. But you're a deceiver. He did it the same way as that lady, and it was deceptive. And I saw like in my heart that that was a effing devil. There are people who can do things with their eyes. They probably practice in front of a mirror. I see evil, evil, evil. And I wanted to get the hell out of that room. And that lady was talking to me, and she'd make it like that, but it was fake, 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 fake. And I'm trying to keep my calm and see the same thing with the eyes. Like the guy in the VA hospital, they are a lot of those people are evil, evil, evil. And that same guy, that's psychologist, or whatever what he is, he had lied on me in a report. Somebody just told me, get a copy of that session with that doctor. And you know what? He lied on me. He said, oh, this patient was late and blah, blah, blah. Honey, people who know me know that I am an early bird. I am an early bird, and I'm never late at the VA for my appointments. Yeah, I like to come real early so I can just chill out and relax, and then they call my name. Yeah, and I think I complained about that guy too after that. I said, "Why did he say this?" I said, in fact, he was the one that was late. I was on time. I like to come early. He was late. So people, what I learned about those eyes, they make it twinkle, twinkle, but they're deceivers. They're deceivers. Yeah, real fake. They do it the same way. And that lady at the meditation session did it the same way. And here I'm looking at this deceiver. I call it deceiver. And she's deceiving herself. She thinks she's deceiving me. But I saw right through, not that I even saw right through her. She what she did openly. She didn't care. So let me read you the what I wrote to her. Okay. I am glad you are feeling better. And thank you for your offer to come again. I mean, come again over there. But I'm not sure when or if I'll come back again. Since our last meeting, I was doing a lot of thinking. I was concerned at what happened to me there. It could have been a misunderstanding or cultural differences. I was greatly concerned about the man during the talk with us three, when he had his middle finger to me and kept it there. This is considered a curse against me in my culture. Then my second visit there, when just you and I were talking, you picked up a folded white cloth from your couch and called the maid over and said sternly that the cloth was dirty. Then you threw it on the ground for the maid to pick up! Exclamation point. I felt you could have just handed it to her to clean. I felt uncomfortable witnessing this. I share this to you because you may not be aware how Westerners might take these behaviors. I am a very sensitive person and share this concern I have, not to harm, but for information how it might make future guests feel. I wish you peace. Thank you, though, for the opportunity to attend your facility. Okay. And then she responds to me, hello, we never treat people like this. May your perception was to see all those things. We live here as family. Thanks. Okay. English is not her first language. Okay. But what she's trying to say, okay, uh, we never treat people like this. Uh, Maybe your perception was to see all those things. We live here as family. Thanks. Okay, so she's not taking responsibility of what she did, and that she's actually accusing me. She is actually accusing me of making up something in my own mind, not that she actually did something. See that? That's twisted. See that? Just like the doctor at the VA hospital. They didn't take responsibility. He was late. He was a half an hour late for our session, but he twisted for whatever reason. 'Cause I was going to say anything. It happens a lot. They're always late, but he twisted and he puts the blame on me. You have so-called professionals out there who like to blame patients, who like to blame everyone else but themselves of a problem. And they hide behind a mask. They hide behind their lab coats. They hide behind their suit and tie. They hide behind their fancy suits, dress suits. They hide behind it, hoping that their cloak would disguise their behavior, or that people will overlook their behaviors because how they dress. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it, people. Okay. She goes on. Then she says, all have good experience first time. When all have good experiences first time I hear this kind of message, greeting, peace. I'm here 17 years, all we live in peace. Okay. Does this sound like someone who is a spiritually enlightened person? So here, she's not even taking responsibility for what she did. She accuses me of that I'm making up something that is my imagination. And then she says she treats everybody like family. And then she's been there for 17 years. So probably she's been doing it for 17 years and think it's normal. And you have some cultures out there, and they think it's okay to shit on the maid, the houseboy. They can take and just talk to them like shit because you have more money. In some cultures, it's okay to treat them like crap. And that will maybe, your karma, you're not as good because I'm from the ruling class and you're a peasant or whatever. I don't like that. There is no, how could you teach me about enlightenment when you're not enlightened yourself? You're not taking responsibility. I just told her the specifics, what was done. She was in the room and the guy put his middle finger up to me and kept it there throughout my whole conversation. If anybody is familiar with these meditation schools, it's all over the world. I'm not going to give the name of the place, but they do. They teach meditation. They're from India, and yeah, do people put the middle finger up and put on the forehead? Let me know. Please let me know. Please educate me. I've never seen this done before. Again, the person who actually did it is a Rwandan, an African man. And the lady is of Indian, from India heritage, but she was born in another location outside of India. But now she is residing in Rwanda, which is in Central East Africa. Okay. So I respond to the woman's remark. I said, I want to think so. Okay, I was referring to that, that she's, what she's there, what she's all about, that she didn't mean any harm. So that's what I mean by, I want to think so. That is why I shared it with you, because it was something to bring to awareness. I wish the best to you all. Peace and love to you all. And I put a heart and a flower in my text to her. Yeah, people, I didn't expect those things to happen. I didn't expect it. And I was greatly disappointed. And again, it's really telling me again, reinforcing that I'm not to look outside of myself for like a role model. I was really hoping, though, that I could really have a positive experience with this new institute. Well, it's an old institution, but the location is new, brand new building. They just opened up in April of 2024, and my experience happened June or July. Yeah, June. It happened in June. Um, we 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 can move to different parts of the world, people, but we may not change our behaviors. What you are in whatever country you're from, whether you're from America, whether you're from India, whether you're from Jamaica, whether you're from Brazil, whether you're from Kenya, whether you're from China, any place, you are who you are wherever you go. And some things are so deeply grounded in us, ingrained in us, and we may not realize it. And again, I felt I was gentle with the woman. I was just specific on what she did and what he did. And again, both situations, she was present. So she's in denial. In denial of what she did and how she making other people feel. The so-called family. Ask that woman. Ask that woman who she did that to, the maid. Ask her how she feels. Did she make you feel bad when she threw the item on the ground and forcing you to have to pick it up? It would have been such a sight if she took it and she stomped on it with her feet. I would have said bravo in my heart. Yes, I would have in my heart. Yeah, because I feel you have to respect me. You have to. Okay, that's my little boy. You have to respect labor. You have to respect labor. Yes, we have positions here, do your job. And I think since I've been here in Rwanda, I feel very conscious about the relationship of the employer and the employee. You because you see a lot of people who don't have, and you have people who they're sweepers. They go out and get a pin in my side. You have people who sweep things, and they're not getting. You can just speculate they're not making much money. They live from hand to mouth. Um, I feel, I guess, because my being from the Americas and a child of the African diaspora of ancestors, African ancestors who were brought to the Americas to be enslaved. So when I see things with labor, and I'm always conscious, even if someone like you go to a restaurant and a server, I'm self-conscious. I'm very self-conscious about it because of slavery, the legacy of slavery, and some of the mindset of the people, even people who serve at a restaurant, how they treat it. It's horrible. Some of the things that I see. So it's always in my mind, and I'm always conscious because I don't want to be like how it is said how people used to treat other people back in chattel slavery. Or you just don't want that. I don't want to promote it. I don't like that spirit of you're beneath me and let's treat you like crap. People are there. If you didn't need them, you'd be doing the work yourself. But the fact that you hire them, uh, be respectful to them. And if they're not going to do their job, then hey, you have a right to speak out. Respect labor. That's my message with that. Respect labor. Because one day things may happen to you, and you're going to hope that someone will be merciful to you. And I think that leads up to this next conversation. I have someone that lives on the premises where I live. I rent a house, and it has a garden, really nice garden. And we have a groundskeeper. Um, I'm hoping that um, I'm hoping that it's innocent, what happened. I was scared at the time. Um, how to handle it? Okay. What happened? Well, I was relaxed in my living room, and the groundskeeper knocked on my door. So I opened it. Now, generally, this person is very pleasant, and sometimes they want to try to teach me a few more words in the foreign language here. And that's just my dog, just looking at my dog below. Um, but I noticed when I opened the door and he gave me a greeting, I greeted him back, and he had this smell on his breath. It smelled like alcohol. I'm just gonna say what it smelled like. It smelled like he was drinking beer or something like that, alcohol. And I'm afraid of to be around people who have the smell of alcohol in their breath. I know it's like to be around people who are abusers of alcohol and what they can do to you. Okay, I experienced that for many years, being around people like that, and I avoid it entirely. Um, so, um, in essence, what happened? I did not know what he started just rambling, and I'm feeling nervous because I smelled the alcohol, and I don't know what he wants. So I said, I really don't know what you're saying, but I have to go now. Okay. Now I'm not this person's employer. I don't employ them. I'm a tenant, and he lives on the premises and is an employee of the owner. Okay, you have to stress that. I'm not his employer. I'm a tenant. He also lives on the premises, but he is being employed by the owner. And I went to close the door. I said, okay, I really don't know what you're talking about, but I have to go now. So I began to close the door, and then he pushes it open with force. I was scared. I got worried. And we also try to before the thing with the door, he said, he gestured like going like that. And said, oh, okay, he wanted me to get my phone because it has an app on it to translate. And honey, what was translated, I'm hoping that it was not what it looked like it said. Okay, he does not know how to use the space bar, and we use these translators, and it's translating it in a text immediately. And if you're not, if you type in the wrong letter or you don't use the space bar, for a new word, it's gonna might create a new word that you don't want it to say. But what he wrote, or at least what was translated, according to what he wrote and how the app interpreted, that it said, "I want to come inside and be with you." So I looked at him and I said, I hope this is not what you're asking. I said, no. And the word oya, oya means no. I just felt like, in case, I'm a single woman, he's a married guy. Honey, if that's what you got to nip him. No, I was angry because again, you're smelling what smells like alcohol, and then this message, and then he starts to like gesture like the ground and the water, like it had been raining earlier that day, but it was it rains here a lot in Rwanda. You have the rainy season and then you have the dry season. Now it's shifting. It rained yesterday, the day before yesterday, and I think one other time, maybe 2 weeks ago. So now it's starting to break out of the dry season and enter into the wet season. Yeah, it hasn't rained for like over 2 months, something like that. I think since May, the end of May, it stopped raining. So I didn't know whether, so I want to give him the benefit of the doubt that let's say he did say that. he wanted to come inside to be with me. Now, did he mean that, like, because he was pointing about the ground and water and that something about like him mopping, he gestured that. Was he saying that his place was flooded? What was he trying to convey? I don't know. I'm hoping, I'm hoping it was not the vulgar, you know. Uh, I respect this person, but he had that smell on his breath and he started to act erratic. And when he pushed the door back open, when I went to close, because there's nothing more to be said, he was just gibberish. And I can't communicate with them. And he can always contact the management, the owner. He has their phone number. If it's something urgent, communicate with them. So, so at one point I said to him, I said, let me call. I said, look, let me call. I said, I don't know what you're saying. I go like this, like I'm going to make a phone call and pointed to the person, the neighbor's house. I'll call her to translate. She wasn't able to come to the phone. She was in transit. But I did speak to the lady today. She used to be the management of the property. And I told her what happened. And she just said that, well, the phone allegedly got disconnected. I think she just decided that she didn't want to hear anymore. But either way, um, I she told me to contact the owner and to tell him what happened, and she wants a copy of what I sent to him. I don't think I sent her a copy, um, but either way, um, what could happen when you're a single woman living overseas? Sometimes people, I don't know. I mean, you have to be really careful. I've lived as a single woman in other locations. I used to live in the Caribbean. I used to live in Maui, um, and things that could happen to women, or because you're a single woman. And some people may think you're a target and want to take advantage of you. You have some cultures. Uh, They don't like women having their own vehicle. It took me a while to get it. You have some cultures that don't like women being able to have their own vehicle, and they'll mess you over. They will sabotage your car. You'll pay, and they don't fix it because they don't want you to go anywhere. You have that type of mentality, and so I never forgot that. And I don't know what it's like to have a vehicle here in Rwanda. They're friendlier here in Rwanda. In Trinidad, I like the people here. If I really didn't like the people, I think I would have left once my dog got a little better. Yeah, but I truly like my favorite people are the little children and the older women. They're fantastic to talk to. To me, I just resonate with them. They really make my spirit soar. They make me feel valued. They make me feel loved. And I said, wow, I haven't really felt like this before. And I want to stay. I want to try to make it work. But sometimes you feel like, I don't know, there were certain things that were happening. I did a video, I think a month ago, and I said something like the honeymoon is over. Is the honeymoon over? And I think that reality, that my experiences now are changing. Like I'm starting to see another side. Again, not again, I'm meeting really beautiful people, but I'm also starting to see something else. And I'm concerned. I'm really concerned. Yeah, I've been feeling uneasy for a couple of days now. Um, I don't I want to be honest. See, sometimes people may move to another location or another country, but they really don't want to say, they don't want to feel like they're a failure, you know. You're not a failure because you don't like something or it doesn't work for you. You're a human being and you had an experience. We all have different experiences and we all resonate different energies, if I could say that. And people may respond according to those energies. I know that sounds new agey, but yeah, how do they respond to you and vice versa? You want the best. You can't you can never tell until you get there how you feel and how they feel about you. I feel overall my experience is very positive, but there is a see, it's not about it's not about, I'm not trying to make it about people, personalities, but what is available. I'm thinking about, I'm in my 60s now, and I'm wondering about I did go to the hospital here. I had a visit with the doctor, and the facility was okay. But when the doctor wasn't listening, I made mention of this. I get concerned when you're talking to a doctor, and based on the doctor's response, you realize they weren't listening to what you were saying, and it concerned me. Um, I All of getting my hair done. I was even telling someone about my experience, and they were getting offended. And see, you have to be careful who you tell because it's something when you tell something, you tell them about the event, not about the culture, but the incident, this specific person, not about the race of people or the ethnicity. And so it's frustrating. But so be careful of who you talk to and try to be aware of maybe mixed messages. Yes, always could be mixed messages. Sometimes people could misinterpret, because like the person that lives on the property I live on, I was sharing my food with him. The guy is scrawny and he was in the hospital before. And so I wanted him to get better. And I know that money is tight for him. So when I buy my food, I share some of my food. For me, I like to feel like I'm helping people. It makes me feel good when someone says thank you. If that's a religion, then that's my religion. I feel good when I'm able to do something for someone and they say thank you, and that it's helping them. You know, so it's just certain things that are, yeah, the other things too that happen. Uh, I had an experience with a taxi driver that happened in February of 2024. So that was 6 months ago. Um, I like to say that the event was resolved. Yeah, it's just very bizarre, very very bizarre. The person didn't want to pay; they were paid double, and they just wanted to keep it all. But I think I made a new friend out of the situation. Um, yeah, I had to get documents, which cost time and money, and I had to bring it to the police station. But there at the police station, I met a person, and it's interesting. This person, it, um, yeah, I realized like different cultures have different expressions, the expressions on the face may differ, or the sounds that they make. It might be different, and it might make you feel uncomfortable, but it's nothing personal. But this person I met, it turns out the reason I met that she was looking and acting the way she was. She said I looked like her mother, and she was happy about that. And people would, when I had walked in the place, would whisper to her, "Hey, is that a relative of yours? Is that your mother?" And she said that she felt that she had to help me, and I thought that was very nice. And we had a long conversation in private after the issue was resolved. So sometimes out of, like, I like to feel that sometimes things might happen that kind of shake you up. It was almost like a mocking spirit, this taxi driver that I had. Yeah, I don't like taking taxis. And since, let's see, for about 3 months, I think, I stopped using taxis. I use the motor, like it's like a motorcycle. And I take that to go into town. It's faster, and cheaper. Yeah, I was spending a lot of money on cabs. Cabs are very expensive. It adds up, and sometimes they can take advantage. What I learned with that, with the taxis, things like that, because they're supposed to be metered. Sometimes what they do, we won't use the meter, and then insist on the meter or just get out. Yeah, insist on using the meter, and uh, make sure, yeah, make sure that you have an idea of what it's going to cost, whatever. Sometimes they have prices for foreigners and then prices for locals. You know, I mean, that's everywhere. And again, what I'm saying, I'm not pinpointing it to one nationality or one race, whatever. It's just things that can happen when you're on this planet. That's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to insult anybody. Uh, but it's an eye opener. And I, it's, these events are happening so close to each other, and it could hit close to home, like where you live, your domain where you live. And it could be a little frightening. You're a single female, and excuse me, you're a single female, and sometimes people may think that whatever what they're going to think, you cannot really change what people they're going to think, what they're going to think. But I'm hoping with my domestic situation that, well, I did contact I left a text message with the owner and the friend of the owner who has been serving as a mediator for the past, I would say, 2 months. So, yeah, I want them to talk to the individual to find out what happened. Either way, it's always good to document, let people know, um, and maybe sometime to have a camera. Yeah, I do have a camera, and I hope it was off. Yeah, I hate to say it like this, but if you are a stranger in the environment, it might be advantageous for you to get a security camera and to have it on, have it by the door. Someone's coming in, someone, to document, because see, um, always remember that the perception that people may have because you're not from there, because you may not be of their tribe, or because you may not speak their language, or because you're not of the nationality, etc., etc. It could be anything. And just because that you're not something, they could lie on you, and the others would just join in. So, yeah, I'm going to check to see if that camera was on. Um, And if it got into the audio, yeah. Just, and I hate to feel that way, but I for the past, let me say, yeah, I started. I'm being challenged. My emotions are being challenged, and I think it's also being colored by social media. I'm still watching American YouTube, and it's stressful. What's happening? It seems like the people from America is going crazy. They're crazy. It's a lot of looks like mind control. It's like they're they're telling you one thing, but the reality might be something else. But it's like there's a child story about a king, and a little boy was in the audience, and the little boy said, "Mommy, the king has no clothes." No one said anything, and the king was perceived of being clothed. But someone innocent with child eyes said, "Mommy, that king is not wearing clothes." And that's what's happened in society now, that we're being blind by what we see. We're not seeing accurately, and then it takes a little child, the eyes of an innocent child, to point out, "Mommy or daddy, neighbor, that they're naked. They are naked." Yeah, they're supposed to be the Democrat National Convention. Um, yeah, it's like a takeover even within the party. I've never belonged to a political party, never. Um, yeah, you have a lot of factions within the organization, within the party. You had these, what do you call it, remote viewers who remote viewed that convention. And it didn't look very positive, they said, to say it nicely. It's going to be some chaos there. Yeah, the people of the Democrat Party, that the people themselves, the members of that party, were not allowed to vote in who they want to represent them for the next presidential or vice presidential election. It's being taken away from them, and that's not good. People, please be honest with yourself and look with your eyes. Look at, wipe your face, really take a look and really listen to what's going on. Please don't be deceived. Please don't be deceived. And I talk to myself as well. Don't deceive myself. Try to really see beyond. I feel that this chaos that's approaching. I hear now about the another pathogen uh, to be dispersed. People try to stock up on, if you get not a doctor, not a medical doctor, but discuss it with your licensed medical practitioner on what possible natural remedies you could use as a prevention, something to build up your own immune system. Get things, maybe read up on things to help you build up your own natural immune system, because they may try to, that's my doggy, they may try to uh, present something out there to affect you, to prevent you from going out to vote. Um, yeah, to try to block certain things. Yeah, people are getting ugly. People are getting desperate. And again, as I mentioned earlier in this live stream about my visions that I've been having, my morning visions upon awakening from sleeping or dreaming, a lot of them are that it looks like it could be something up in space or underwater. And they're promoting a lot of this with a UFO and aliens, things like that. They're pushing it, the narrative. They may want to pretend like the we call Project Blue Beam to put something up in the sky, a light, and make it look like a visitation, visitation of alien spacecrafts. But it's all man-made. It's all fake. But then again, there are fakes, and then there's the real McCoy. So something is going on, and it's a lot of activity happening uh, outside of this domain here on the Earth's surface. There could be a lot of things happening underground, the underground bases, I've been told, and there's activity up in space. So don't be afraid, and I have to tell that to myself too, not to be afraid. Whatever it is going to be. Uh, Try not being afraid. And sometimes you got to look at the devil right in the face. You say, yeah, all right, you're baloney. Sometimes just exposing them, like the lady at the meditation place. I showed her herself. I told her the truth. And rather than accept it, wow, I'm sorry that that I had to do that in front of you. But it's just your imagination, basically, she's saying. No, you did what you did. And haven't heard from you in over a month, and now you're going to, hey, I wouldn't want to go there. You haven't learned the basics on how to treat human beings. You don't even respect labor. And you have people in authority who want to tell you how to do things, and they are not even doing the basics. They're not doing it, but they want you to do it. They want you to do it. She should have just said, thank you for bringing this to my attention. I didn't realize that this offended you, or that this is something that's culturally sensitive to you. I didn't mean any harm. Thank you for sharing it with me, and then to move on. But she didn't. Denial. She's in denial. I never want to go in there. Yeah, but I told you about the eyes, they're going to have people out there, and they know how to make the eyes twinkle. And, but it's all deception. All deception. They can do all that, but look at what they do. Look at what they do. And they're getting so cocky about it. And you're watching them doing what they're doing, and they think they're invisible. But I'm right there. They're doing what they're doing, and they don't care, and they'll twist it around and say you're uh, um, doing something with your reality. Phony, 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 phony. This is the year of phoniness, and it's going to also be, in my opinion, the age of revelation, the age of exposure of what really is, what the truth is. Okay. Yeah, I got off a lot of off my chest. Yeah, gotta just take things one day at a time. I'm human too, people. And yeah, this is a journey for me. I've always been sensitive. And any other sensitive people out there who you really want to do good in life, you want to do good to others, but others might take advantage of your nature, and they twist it around, make you feel like you're the bad guy. You know, you got to tell yourself, don't be deceived by these. Don't be deceived by these devils. They know how to twist things around and make you look like the bad guy. Shame on you for those who do that. Shame on you. So I feel better that I shared this information. Yeah, oh, thank you. Yeah, yeah. Enjoy your Friday. Yeah, enjoy your Friday, GJ King. Yeah, GJ King has been on this channel on and off for quite a while, and it's a pleasure to see this person again in the chat room. Yeah, I'm glad that they came on and sharing their uh, words of encouragement. Yes, yeah. So thank you again, and yeah, let me know if anything I say to you resonates with you. Have you had experiences going to a spiritual retreat or school, and the people that teach there are problematic, hypocrites? Um, what are your experiences as an expat? What is your experience as a single woman living in Africa? Let me know. Share your thoughts below, and what are you doing to cope with this new environment and lifestyle? Okay, I thank you for listening. Peace, love, joy, and harmony, and power to you all. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, see you.